Welcome back, guys. Good evening. This is Donna Sharp with Holistic Wellbeing. Thank you for joining me here on day 456 as I continue to speak on some benefits of strengthening your immune system. I know you all are very well aware of the situation that we're currently in, and I just want to serve as an encouragement to many of you that we are, nothing ever happens by chance, nothing ever happens by mistake. I truly believe that God strategically organizes everything in our lives and our situations to just allow us to see a different side of who we need to be. And so I'm very excited today just to continue speaking on the topic of immunity. Yesterday I spoke on, how our immune system, when developed properly, it actually helps to fight off. It's like an army. It helps to just go in and attack certain things that tend to invade our bodies. And so in order for that to take place, we have to make sure that we have our systems well equipped, well prepared, just to keep it strong enough to be able to ward off those different offenses, right? So it can defend us as a whole to make sure that we're living a nice, healthy body. So tonight I'm going to continue speaking on the immune system, and then I'm going to just cover something simple in explaining to you how controlling your persona, so to speak, will help to limit some of the overstressors that the body tends to get on it at times, right? So the immune system is precisely that. It's a system. It's not a single entity like anything else. When I talk about my business, I refer to it as a whole business, and it's just not done in parts. So why not also keep in mind that the immune system, it's a complete factory of individual items that are in it that all serve a particular purpose. And so when we understand that in that factory of full items, right, all the individual items that make up that complete factory, right, they all have importance. And when we are able to do the right things, and in terms of exercise, in terms of food, in terms of the environment that we're in and what we're inhaling and all those things, it tends to make that full factory stronger, right? So the system, it works as a system, and again, not as a single entity. We can't just piecemeal it, just like I refer to my business as not piecemeal in just physical activity or piecemeal in just nutrition. They all work in conjunction with each other, right? So the system, it needs to be in synergy in order to work. There's a wonderful word called synergy, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it before. It basically allows everything to just collectively work together at the same time, which helps. Hi, Wanda, and hi, Damon. Thank you for joining. So there is still so much research that the scientists and, all of those fabulous people really don't know. They're still studying the immune system. They're trying to find out what works, what doesn't work. Their inclination as to what helps it. I've always said that if you're intaking the right things in your body that is limited in the amount of chemical that we are inducing into our system, that really will help to ward off many things. But when those chemicals enter our system, it tends to make the body weak, and it's more susceptible to environmental destruction that we are faced with on a regular basis, because we're constantly facing those environmental interruptions, should I say, whether it comes from the fumes that are coming from the automobile, whether it comes from the microwave, whether it comes from the cellular technology that we have. So there's multiple things already happening. So we definitely need to do our part when it comes to making sure at least a nourishment piece of it is coming together properly in our system, right? No man can completely perceive what God can see. So, God, he sees more than we can ever imagine. And, like I've always said, this whole thing that's happening right now, he saw it coming years ago. He saw this coming years ago. But I got to tell you, too, that I think a lot of these people that are in factories creating certain things that are trying to inhibit our health are also understanding what needs to take place year after year, unfortunately, right? But God sees more than we are seeing ourselves. And we have to make sure that we're just staying in his presence and looking up to him and not looking to man, because I'll always say that man will disappoint you every single time. So for now, there are no scientifically proven direct links between lifestyle and enhanced immune system. So they say, but I'm here to say that I truly believe that if you're intaking a proper nutrition and you're also accompanying that with the proper exercise, I think those two, among many other things, when working together, they'll actually help to strengthen your system and who you are. So this is what research is saying right now. They're exploring the effects of diet. We talk about diet, we talk about exercise, we talk about the aging process and how we age and what allows us to get to a certain age based on the lifestyle that we've lived. We've talked about psychological stressors, right, throughout many of the lives that I've spoke on, and what stress can actually do. I mean, stress can literally tie bow ties in your organs. So when it's controlled and you're at least cognizant of what's going on around you and you're taking control of it, at least you have a better tool when it comes to being proactive instead of reactive as it pertains to your health, right? Animals and humans as well. They refer to them, not just humans, but animals as well. In the meantime, general healthy living strategies are a good way to basically start living so that your immune system can basically have the upper hand on what you need to do to stay healthy. All right. So there are some sound ways that you can utilize to strengthen your immune system. One of them, of course, I don't have much control over what the world is doing. Everyone has a preference of what makes them tick and what keeps them peaceful, right? So I can tell you all day long, don't smoke, but that's just a decision those individuals have to make. That's a lifestyle that they have not been brought up in, but migrated into it. And so it's an enjoyable piece for them. So, that's a decision that those individuals have to make. But not smoking is a plan addition, if you would, that would help to give the system the strength that it needs, right? If you've ever seen the museum, you've ever attended a museum and see what the lungs of a smoker looks like, you'll be amazed. But then again, you have those people that don't smoke and they also pass away of what they call it, secondhand smoking. So what is it, right? And the second thing is just eating a nice nutritional diet, and that diet should really include a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, high in phytochemicals that I spoke about yesterday, because the higher the phytochemicals, the more you can limit the immune system from actually going full force with the things that you don't want it to do, but yet go full force with the things that you want it to actually take on as far as a benefit. And then the third thing is exercising. Now more than ever, I say that individuals should have more than the time that they need to make sure that they get those things done they weren't able to get done before. And exercising, of course, you don't necessarily have to go to a gym. I've always said that, to still get the production that you need as far as strength training or cardiovascular. You can utilize the space that you have around you and just make sure that you're just jogging in your neighborhood or lifting weights or doing some stretches. There's tons of things you can do right in the space that you are called to remain in right now. All right. So I want to just share one last thing with you before I leave in terms of stress. Stress is a very, very powerful thing. It does many, many things. And in order to help alleviate some of that, the activity that I just spoke about as far as exercise is one of the greatest ways that it's going to help you, because it's going to it's going to help to release those cortisols and lower the stress on the body. So if you just go for a simple jog, as I've spoken a lot of times in the past lives, a very, very simple jog will actually change your mindset and have you flowing in the direction that you need to flow, right? And shift your thinking. Because if you're in a mood right now where your spirits are down, try that and see what it will do to help. I promise you it's going to help, right? But stress, what it can actually do is increase your heart rate and also create blood pressure issues, which is additional effect that goes towards increasing the risk of any kind of disease that you may incur. What stress can also do is the impact of stress hormones or immune process. Cortisol suppresses the immune system. So the immune system will become stagnant when you see that there's so much stress being placed on it, right? So, but the exercise will help to lift that. And what the stress can also do is interrupt your digestive system. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but sometimes when you go out of your element and you travel to a different state or maybe you're on a cruise ship and you notice that your body is not releasing itself like it needs to be. And that is because it's under a pressure that says, listen, the environment is not, it's not familiar to me, and I'm going to hold on to what I need to hold on to and restrict myself. And you definitely want to make sure that your body is not doing that, because when you free your system to operate that it should, it will let go and automatically start to recycle itself so that it can go into the healing mode continuously and not just every now and then, right? So guys, that's all I wanted to speak with you about today. I wanted to touch a little bit more on the immune system and just encourage you that whatever space you're in right now, the number one thing I'm going to encourage you to do is just to dig really deep and find that deep peace. There's a peace that's real deep in your gut, in your subconscious, that surpasses all understanding. And when you can root that to the surface, you will notice no matter what the environment looks like on the outside, no matter what the pressures are around you, you still will be able to maintain a mindful, a very peaceful mindset to progress you exactly where you need to be. Take that energy that you would take as far as allowing yourself to be down and out, take it and start to engage in some activities around your home that you know that you've had on hold for a while, that you wanted to do. Now is the best time more than ever to get that done. But just find that peace, pull it up, and engage some energy. If you have to go out and go for a jog, do some exercise, because that will actually give you more energy, believe it or not, then if that's what it takes, try doing that so that you can try to get some things accomplished while you have this excessive time right now as we're in this waiting period. Please know that you guys are all in my prayers. I do pray for you and your family. And I know some people are stronger than others in a particular time like this. So the strong ones, I'm going to just depend on you to lift up your family members and friends that are around you that may not have the spirit that you do. And just encourage them and let them know that, you know, where God is in the midst of everything is going to be all right. All right. So please share this live, if you would, with someone else that's in your circle that may need to hear these words today. But outside of that, if you have some time, log on to my website. It's holisticwellbeing.com, WHOLELISTIC, wellbeing.com. And there you'll find out why I'm so passionate about what I do. So as always, guys, the things that I mentioned, if it's up to you, try to put it in action, because that's the only way you're going to see some benefits, reap some fruits of your labor, so to speak. Listening is good, but when you actually put it in action, then it really gives you a bigger bang for your buck. All right, guys. So this is day 456 of doing these lives. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. I thank you once again for all your support. I thank you for always logging on and supporting me, Damon, Wanda, and anyone else that may log on later on. If you've logged on later on, please type replay just to let me know that you've had a chance to see the entire live, not just the first two words, because as I mentioned, we are a nation that is very impatient, and we don't often sit still long enough to get the real information that we deserve to receive. So until tomorrow, I love you guys. Please keep your family safe as you're out and about in the areas that you're in. Remain just following the basic rules that you're supposed to try to keep yourselves healthy. And as always, feel free to message me, inbox me, comment. Love the live if you love it, and share it with someone else. All right, guys. So thanks so much. You have hi, Snowy. Sorry you're just joining and getting ready to sign off, but feel free to hit the replay button. So have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll be back again here to speak with you guys tomorrow on Marvelous Monday. Ciao.